If taking one day off breaks your business, you don't own a business yet. You own a demanding job. I know that sting personally because I lived it for years, and I finally learned how to fix it. Before we start, tap. Like if you want calm, realistic business advice without hype or guilt, today, right now. Comment one word below, trapped. If you feel stuck today, or building if you're designing systems already, seriously. And if you know a friend quietly drowning in their business, share this video as a small kindness. Toby 9. Subscribe if you want weekly steps that give you time back, not just louder motivation or hustle slogans. My name is Max, and I used to brag about being my own boss while feeling owned by work. I opened a small service business with big dreams, freedom, flexible mornings, and money coming in overnight, effortlessly. Instead, I woke up earlier, worked later, and carried every problem home, every night, like a heavy backpack. I did sales, operations, customer service, fixing mistakes, and even chasing late payments after midnight, alone, daily, by myself. One Saturday, my sister needed help moving, and I promised I'd be there for just 2 hours, tops. I left my phone in the car, walked inside, and came back to 15 missed calls and angry texts. A client's order was wrong, my assistant froze, and the whole day collapsed because I wasn't there, physically. In that moment, I realized, painfully, I hadn't built a business at all. I had built a cage for myself. If I stopped working for one day, everything stopped, and that is the definition of owning a job. Here's the good news. 6 months later, my business could run for days without me touching anything at all. I didn't become smarter overnight. I became more structured, more intentional, and structure is what creates freedom for me. Let's zoom out because this trap is everywhere, especially among hardworking small business owners in America today, right now. The SBA reports about 34.8 million small businesses in the U.S., roughly 99.9% of all businesses nationwide today. Those small businesses employ about 59.0 million people, nearly 45.9% of the entire workforce nationwide right now today. That means millions of owners are carrying the same invisible weight you might be carrying right now, too. And many are paying for it with their health, relationships, and the constant fear of stepping away, ever. A 2024 Bank of America survey found 70% of owners made painful trade-offs just to stay profitable this year. Almost half, 45%, said the trade-off was simply working more hours each week, which is not a growth strategy for you. Another 2024 Slack study found owners lose about 96 minutes daily to wasted work and switching tasks constantly. That adds up to about 3 weeks a year. 3 weeks you never get back with your family, again. So if you feel exhausted, you're not weak. You're operating without the safety of clear systems in place yet. Most people start businesses because they're good at something. Cooking, cutting hair, coding, printing, repairing, or cleaning for years. But skill creates service. Systems create a business, and those are two completely different worlds for owners in practice. Michael Gerber calls this the entrepreneurial myth. Thinking technical skill automatically equals business ownership success, long-term, for everyone. Inside every owner, there are 3 roles fighting for control, daily, and each role shapes your future right now. First is the technician, the doer who loves the craft and wants to prove competence daily, nonstop, every morning. Second is the manager, the organizer who creates schedules, checklists, standards, training, and clear accountability for everyone at scale. Third is the entrepreneur, the designer who asks where this company should be in 5 years exactly every day. When you live only as the technician, your business depends on your hands, your brain, your mood daily. That's why you can't delegate, can't train quickly, and can't scale without breaking yourself first, repeatedly, eventually over time. So the real goal isn't working harder, it's replacing you with processes you can trust every single day. Think like a franchise, even if you never franchise, because franchises win through duplication, not perfection, always in real life. McDonald's isn't unstoppable because burgers are magical. It's unstoppable because the system is teachable, measurable, and repeatable by design. In a franchise, employees leave, managers leave, even owners leave, and the business still runs smoothly daily, on purpose. Your job is to build something that survives your absence because absence is the true test of ownership. Right now, your business probably lives inside your head, and that makes you the bottleneck every single week. If your best employee can't explain your process is not real. It's just memory in disguise for others. Over the next 20 minutes, I'll give you a clear blueprint to turn chaos into repeatable results fast. We'll start with one powerful shift. Move from being the hero to being the architect of work today. Then we'll build simple SOPs, delegate one task at a time, and create predictable money systems together starting today. By the end, you'll know exactly what to write, what to teach, and what to measure weekly, consistently. Because real freedom isn't a vacation. It's a business that keeps serving customers when you're gone, calmly, without panic. And once you feel that calm, your decisions get better, your leadership gets clearer, and your life opens up again. So let's build the first foundation now, and it starts with a simple question about what you do daily. Grab a notebook and list every task you personally touch in a normal week, even the tiny ones. Now, circle the tasks that must happen daily, then underline the ones only you can do right now. That underlined section is your prison, because it proves the business depends on your presence, not design yet. Your first goal isn't to do fewer things. It's to make one thing teachable, repeatable, and documented today. Pick the most painful task you hate repeating, the one that steals time and creates mistakes weekly always. For many owners, it's opening procedures, quoting customers, handling complaints, or closing the register correctly every night alone. We're going to turn that task into an SOP, so clear a new hire could follow it easily. An SOP is simply the best known way, written down, so results don't rely on memory anymore ever. Start with a title, a purpose, and a checklist of steps, using plain language and short sentences only. Then add photos, screenshots, or examples, because visuals reduce confusion faster than long explanations ever will for staff. Finally, include the standard. How do we know it's done right, and what mistakes matter most today here? This is franchise thinking. You design work so average people can produce excellent outcomes consistently without drama daily. If you're thinking, I don't have time to write, that thought is the trap talking to you again. Because you already spend that time answering questions, fixing errors, and redoing work that systems prevent later completely. Write the SOP once, and you stop paying that tax every single day for years after today forever. Now, here's the important part. You don't delegate tasks, you delegate outcomes using systems and metrics together weekly. When you delegate without an SOP, you're gambling on someone's guess, and guesses create chaos fast everywhere quickly. But when you delegate with a checklist, you're supervising the system, not judging the person all the time. This is how you stop being the hero, because heroes burn out and businesses need reliability to grow. So let's build your first delegation ladder. Choose one task, train it, test it, then repeat next week. Day 1, you do the task while recording your screen or filming your hands, narrating steps clearly today. Day 2, you turn that recording into a one-page SOP with bullets, not paragraphs at all ever. Day 3, your assistant follows it while you watch silently, only correcting the document, not them once afterward. Day 4, they repeat it alone, then you measure results, speed, quality, customer satisfaction, and errors carefully each time. If errors appear, you don't get angry. You update the SOP because the SOP is the product now. This single habit turns your business into a learning machine instead of a fragile personality cult around you. And yes, you will feel resistance, because letting go feels like losing quality, even when it's not true. Most owners say, I can do it faster myself, but speed without systems keeps you small forever anyway. A real business trades short-term speed for long-term scale, because scale is freedom for you too. Now we need to talk about hiring, because you don't need helpers. You need roles with clear ownership. A helper follows you around, a team member follows the system, and that difference changes everything fast too. So hire by function. Admin, sales, operations, bookkeeping, marketing, and customer service. Not by personality alone ever again. Each role needs 3 things: a scorecard, an SOP library, and a manager who reviews weekly with them. Your scorecard is simple numbers: response time, conversion rate, errors, refunds, and cash collected on time each week. Once you track a number, you can improve a system, and improvement is what creates profit predictably too. Next, let's fix money flow, because chaotic cash flow forces you to stay glued to every decision daily. Automate invoicing, reminders, and payment tracking, so money collection doesn't depend on your mood or memory anymore ever. Set clear terms up front, because confusion creates conflict, and conflict steals more time than marketing ever will alone. Build a weekly money ritual. Reconcile accounts, review receivables, approve payroll, and check margins calmly every single Friday. When money is organized, your nervous system relaxes, and you stop making desperate decisions under pressure at night. Now, let's talk brand because a strong brand sells while you're absent, and absence is the goal here. Brand is not a logo, it's a promise customers trust, delivered consistently through your systems every time today. When customers trust the promise, they don't need you personally, which frees you from constant availability forever again. Finally, build the business like it could be sold, even if you never sell anything at all later. A sellable business has documented operations, trained people, predictable cash flow, and results that don't depend on you. That's why investors love owner-independent companies, and why your future self will thank you deeply for this. So here's your next step. Choose one SOP to write this week and schedule it like medicine daily. If you're overwhelmed, start tiny. One checklist for opening, one checklist for closing, that's enough this week alone. Then delegate that checklist, measure the outcome, and improve the document until the task is boring for everyone. Because boring is beautiful in business, and boring is how your life becomes free again starting right now. Now let's address the fear under everything. What if I delegate and they mess it up badly? That fear is reasonable because mistakes cost money, reputation, and sometimes relationships with loyal customers too. But here's the truth. Mistakes already happen, and right now, you are the only person absorbing them. Systems don't remove mistakes instantly. They reduce mistakes over time and make learning faster for everyone. Think of delegation like training wheels. You don't release control completely, you release one controlled piece at once. Start with low-risk tasks that still drain you, like confirmations, scheduling, follow-ups, or simple packaging. Then move to medium-risk tasks with clear standards like quoting, refunds, returns, and complaint handling. High-risk tasks stay with you longer, but even those become teachable once systems prove reliability consistently. The mistake most owners make is delegating without defining success, then blaming people for unclear expectations later. So define success in one sentence. What outcome matters, by when, and what standard qualifies exactly? For example, respond to all inquiries within 15 minutes during business hours, using the approved script, always. Or close the register nightly with zero missing cash, receipts matched, and deposit logged in software. When success is defined, coaching becomes calm, and accountability feels fair instead of personal conflict again. This is how you become the manager role, creating structure that protects you from constant emotional firefighting daily. And once you operate as manager, you can finally step into entrepreneur and design the future, not survive. Here's a simple test. If you disappeared for 2 weeks, what would break first in your business? Would leads stop coming? Would operations stall? Would quality drop? Or would cash collection freeze entirely today? Whatever breaks first is your next system to build, because it exposes the real bottleneck quickly. This is why growth feels painful. Growth doesn't create problems. It reveals the problems already hiding. Many businesses don't die because they're bad. They die because one human can't hold everything alone. The SBA notes that from March 2022 to March 2023, 1.3 million businesses opened while 1.1 million closed. That turnover isn't just markets. It's often owners burning out without systems, support, or repeatable processes. So if you feel shaky, you are not failing. You're being invited to build a real foundation now. Let's map the 3 stages clearly so you can locate yourself and stop feeling confused about progress. Stage 1 is owner is the business, where you do everything and every decision runs through you. Stage 2 is adolescence, where you hire, delegate, and fight the urge to grab control again. Stage 3 is maturity, where systems, people, and metrics run daily operations while you oversee calmly. Most owners quit in adolescence because it feels messier before it feels easier, and that's normal. In adolescence, you trade perfection for progress, because progress builds capacity and perfection keeps you trapped forever. To survive this stage, you need a weekly rhythm because rhythm creates stability when emotions fluctuate wildly. Every Monday, review priorities, assign tasks, and check last week's scorecard with your team briefly together. Every Wednesday, audit one SOP, fix confusing steps, and update training materials so learning stays fast. Every Friday, review cash flow, receivables, payroll, and key numbers, so money never surprises you again. This rhythm makes your business predictable, and predictability is what lets you take a day off without fear. Now, let's talk about the 7 blueprints more deeply, with examples you can apply this week. Blueprint 1 is systems for everything, because everything you repeat is a system, whether written or not. Your phone script is a system, your pricing decision is a system, and your refund policy is a system. Blueprint 2 is SOPs, which turn your best practices into teachable steps that anyone can follow. Keep SOPs short. One page, bullets, screenshots, and the top 3 mistakes to avoid, always. Blueprint 3 is delegation without fear, where you supervise outcomes, not personalities, and trust grows through measurement. Blueprint 4 is building a team, not helpers, by hiring roles with ownership and clear lanes. Blueprint 5 is automated money systems, because cash chaos forces you to micromanage everything constantly. Blueprint 6 is a strong brand because trust sells even when you aren't physically present anymore. Blueprint 7 is building to sell because a transferable business is the clearest proof of independence from you. Now let me tell you what changed everything for me. I stopped asking, can I do it? I started asking, can someone average follow my system and still deliver a great result consistently? That question shifted my ego into engineering. And engineering created freedom faster than motivation ever did. So in a moment, I'll give you a 30-day plan to begin replacing yourself step by step. But first, we need to talk about control, because control feels safe, but it quietly kills growth. If you want your business to stop owning you, you must learn to let systems hold the weight. Here is the 30-day plan that turns your job into a business, without overwhelming you at all today. Week 1, choose one recurring pain and document it as a simple checklist, then test it daily alone. Make the checklist stupidly clear. What to do first, second, third, and what success looks like every time. Week 2, train someone on that checklist while you observe silently correcting the document, not them yet once. Week 3, let them run it solo, and you review results with a scorecard, not emotions each week. Week 4, repeat the process with the next bottleneck, and your capacity expands faster than you expect again. This is how you replace yourself, one system at a time until your absence stops being scary anymore. And yes, quality might dip at first, but written standards pull it back up quickly for everyone too. If you hate managing people, remember you're managing a process. People simply follow what's clear on paper daily. When something goes wrong, ask, which step was unclear, missing, or unmeasured, and fix that in the SOP. Now about hiring. Start small, part-time, and role-based, so payroll doesn't terrify you every month as you scale. Your first role is often admin support, because freeing your attention immediately improves sales and customer care too. The second role is operations, someone who protects the checklist, updates the SOP, and trains newcomers with you. The third role is sales or marketing, because leads are oxygen, and owners shouldn't gasp alone all day. As you build roles, create a simple org chart, even if it's only 3 boxes today on paper. Then attach scorecards to each box, so performance is visible, and feedback feels objective to everyone each week. Money systems matter because chaos forces control. Automation gives you peace and better decision-making in business every Friday. Set automatic reminders, track invoices, and review cash flow weekly, so surprises don't hijack sleep at night anymore. When cash flow is stable, you can invest in training, tools, and people without panic spending this month. Brand is the silent employee that works 24/7, but only if your delivery is consistent everywhere you serve. Consistency comes from systems. Same greeting, same quality checks, same follow-up, same promise kept for customers every time. When your business could be sold tomorrow, you've proven it can live without your constant presence at all. That's why many owners plan to transfer or sell someday, yet few build documentation early enough to succeed. So don't wait for burnout to force change. Build the system while you still have energy left today. Remember my story. When I missed 2 hours, everything cracked, because nothing was written for others to follow. 6 months later, I walked in quietly, and my team handled orders without looking for me at all. The feeling wasn't just freedom, it was relief, like my chest finally unclenched after years of tension daily. That relief is available to you, but it requires humility. Letting a document be smarter than ego sometimes. If you start today, your future self will thank you for every checklist you write and revise this week. So here's your assignment. Choose one task, write the first draft SOP, and test it tomorrow with someone. Then come back and comment building and tell me which task you systemized first, honestly in your shop. If you feel trapped, comment trapped, because naming it is the first step out of it for you. And please share this video with one owner you respect who looks fine but feels exhausted inside daily. Don't frame it as advice, frame it as care, like saying, I want you to have your life. Because some people are drowning quietly, and one simple link can start a conversation that saves them today. If this video helped you breathe, subscribe, because we'll build more systems together, 1 week at a time here. You deserve a business that supports your family instead of a job that slowly consumes you every day. And your customers deserve consistency, even when you're sick, traveling, or simply resting like a human sometimes too. So stop being the business, become the designer, and let systems carry the weight from now on together. Your business doesn't own you, you own a job until you fix it, starting with one system today alone.